Now, starting today, the segment Your Health will bring information with regards to your lifestyle and your health. Newsfirst medical correspondent Dr. Teague Tozer, joining us on Primetime Sunrise, brings us tips and advice on various health concerns.
Welcome. My name is Dr. Teague Tozer, medical correspondent for Newsfirst. In a country of over 20 million people, with roughly 52 doctors per 100,000, in a single day a doctor has to see multiple patients at multiple hospitals. They need to diagnose, treat and counsel patients. This often leaves very little time for information and education. In this program, we endeavour to provide the education that doctors just don't have the time to. This week, we're going to cover strokes. So what does this matter for in Sri Lanka? Well, 25,000 people a year in this country alone suffer a stroke. Data from the Ministry of Health shows us in 2007, stroke was the number one cause of death for both men and women in hospitals. Other research has shown us that 1 in 100 people in Colombo have suffered a stroke. And what does that mean? Two things can happen in a stroke. You can either die, or you can be left impaired. So the biggest thing for a stroke is trying to identify when a stroke happens. Because from the moment a stroke happens to the moment you get treatment, that window of time is the most important thing. So how do we identify this? Well, around the world, an acronym you call FAST is taken into account. So what does that mean? So first, F. F stands for face. So what are we looking for? So in the patient's face, you can see his right side seems to lag, droop down. You can often see the lip hanging down, or the inability to close that eye on the affected side. The next, A, stands for arms. What does that mean? If you try to get them to lift their arms, often one side is weaker than the other, so they can only move this one side. The next one is speech. You don't really understand what they're trying to say, or they don't seem to understand you. So there's difficulty talking or understanding speech. And the last one, T, stands for tell someone. You can call 110 here in Sri Lanka, call for an ambulance, or take them to the hospital. The faster you get faster you identify a stroke and get them to the hospital, the better it is for them.